really true? It's real? Now, they just told me there's a guy with dreadlocks going door to door for one of the women candidates, going door to door collecting ballots. Now that's illegal. You got one lady in my race saying that she's the incumbent and she's not. So Ron DeSantis is allowing that. So I guess you're gonna sit up there and let him allow this woman to have somebody, a guy with dreads, go to each of the old people door, the seniors, and tell them, oh yeah, I'm the guy that's gonna take your ballot to the box. Really? So you're right, Trumpy people really do be rigging election, these career Democrats. I can't believe this. So that's what they're spending, that's why they need all this money to run these races, so they can pay people to go to people's door and get their ballots. Ron DeSantis, you need to investigate this. All you got to do is go to them houses of the people who already voted. You know who already voted. Check the ring camera.
Look at the law down there now. And then I see something better. I see Miss Unbelievable herself, Miss Jasmine Crockett, say that Democrats use black women. As you just figured that out? Land of Goshen. And Jasmine said it with her own mouth. You can hear it, you can see it here.
Oh, whoa, Jasmine Crockett. First Luke, now Jasmine Crockett. Oh, Jasmine. To the black community, everything I was saying, they used you and tossed you to the curb. Listen to Jasmine.
Finish her.
Keep it just a buck. The party has broken my heart.
Yes.
The party has broken my heart because the women that consistently put themselves on the line, they are black women.
Yes.
For this country.
That's right. That's right.
And I'm not, this isn't to say that nobody else is doing anything, but when we talk about the consistency, black women are the ones that are on the front lines at all times. At the same time, the very party that we literally lay our bodies down for, somehow we get kicked to the end of the line. And I'm just like, something's got to give.
That's right.
Oh, when Biden, he pardoned Fauci. He pardoned everybody else to protect them from Trump. But he didn't protect Letitia James. He didn't, Alvin Braggs, Fannie Willis, knowing that Trump was going to come for them. He didn't protect them. No, he protected his whole family, his son, Fauci, and everybody else from the January 6th panel, all of that. Yup. And then when it comes to Jasmine Crockett, when she was running, Obama went with Tyler Rico and everybody faced. He went with Tyler Rico. You can't even really find no picture with her with Obama because they used her to be loud and do all that shit while they stood in the shadows and used her. But when I was talking against it, it was like, yo, you a coon. No, they're using her. That's what they do. And now she got kicked to the curb and now she know the Democrat Party is nasty work.
Now, what you gonna say now? Huh? See, Luke is running down for a congressional seat down in Liberty City, right in that area. There's some good people down in Liberty City. Don't get me wrong. There's some very good people that live down in that area. But there are also some not very good people. A lot of not very good people. And that's why Luke think he can win down there. Just in case you guys don't know who Luke Campbell is, Luke is notorious because he was with this group called Two Live Crew, rap group. I think the Two Live Crew was like in the 90s. Two Live Crew was so nasty they wanted to ban him off the radio. So they banned him. And Luke took him to court. And Luke won. for freedom of speech. And Luke put out this song called Banned in the USA from Bruce Springsteen's Born in the USA. You couldn't tell Luke nothing. And he opened up the floodgates, all this nasty rap that we have right now. Him, NWA, all of them, they just nasty. So obviously Luke needs some money because I guess his rap records are not selling anymore. All rap is nasty now, so Luke isn't. He doesn't have this little corner of the market any longer. So Luke running for Congress. Now, in 99% of the places in America, Luke would have a chance. Okay? But there are some places in the Black community where Luke is still held up as a superhero. And Luke has decided to use his celebrity to run for Congress. Now, Luke got some competition. The one woman that had the seat before, her name is Sheila McCormick. She got caught stealing COVID money. About $5 million worth. I didn't say 5,000. $5 million. They kicked her out of Congress, so now she's decided to run again for the seat. It's Liberty City, okay? You got a pornographer and you got a thief. Black Democrats, what do you expect, right? Okay, so, but then there's a fly in the ointment. A congresswoman that's been there for a very, very long time. Her name is Debbie Wasserman Schultz. How did she get in this thing, y'all? Very simply. Debbie was in another district, and that district got carved up. And so Debbie got carved out of that district, and she decided to move into Luke's district and run there. And Debbie got a whole lot of money. Unlike Luke having a difficult time buying gas money, Debbie Wasserman Schultz probably got about, I don't know, man, millions of dollars in her campaign. So Luke mad because Debbie Wasserman Schultz is sending people around ballot harvesting, which is illegal in Florida. It's supposed to be illegal everywhere. But Democrats don't care. And Luke is finding out that they got this dude with braids or dreadlocks, something going around, ballot harvesting with Debbie Wasserman Schultz. Hell, she probably got more than that doing it. And Luke feeling some type of way about this because Democrats have been saying for years that this doesn't happen. And Luke is seeing it himself. And Luke's feelings hurt. And now he knows Donald Trump has been telling the truth, that Democrats steal elections. Hell, I've been telling you that ever since you've heard of me.
Election Day 2026, insurgent candidate Spencer Pratt looked like he might flip Los Angeles to the Republicans, edging out socialist candidate Nydia Rahman, setting up a runoff between former communist turned Democrat incumbent Karen Bass and the Republican Pratt. But then something strange happened. After 5 days of counting extra ballots, the socialist Rahman came up with just enough ballots to overtake Pratt, meaning that no matter what happened in the runoff, a Democrat would continue to run LA into the ground. How did the Democrats do it? To answer that question, we need to take a trip down memory lane. The Democratic Party was founded in 1828. Shortly thereafter, party apparatuses such as Tammany Hall institutionalized election theft by stuffing ballot boxes, repeat voting, casting ballots for dead people, bribery, intimidation, absentee ballots, ballot harvesting, and importing voters from outside areas. An audit of a New York City election in 1868, for example, found that 16% of all votes cast were fraudulent, cooked up by Democrats in Tammany Hall. In 1948, Lyndon Johnson infamously stole a Texas Senate seat thanks to the drop of 202 late votes in ballot box 13, giving LBJ an 87-vote victory. That brazen election theft made it all the way up to the Supreme Court, which ultimately didn't want to get involved and washed its hands of the matter. As a result, LBJ went on to become vice president and then president of the United States. In 1994, Democrats tried to steal a state Senate seat in Pennsylvania. On Election Day, Republican Bruce Marks led Democrat William Stinson by over 500 votes. But the absentee ballots curiously went overwhelmingly for the Democrat, giving Stinson just enough votes to win overall. In that case, happily, a federal judge found that Philadelphia election officials had illegally delivered hundreds of absentee ballot packets directly to the Democrats, who in turn collected votes from people who were ineligible to cast votes when they weren't forging the votes outright. Democrats ran precisely the same absentee ballot playbook in 2003 in the East Chicago, Indiana mayor's race, fraud we know about only because the Indiana Supreme Court decided to get involved, ordering a new election, which the Democrat fraudster happily lost. Democrats' reliance on absentee ballot harvesting became so widespread, especially in states such as Illinois, Arkansas, and Georgia, that the 1982 Illinois elections resulted in 62 indictments and 58 convictions for election fraud, involving not only campaign workers, but precinct captains and election officials. In Chicago alone, a grand jury found that 100,000 fraudulent votes had been cast. But Chicago had already been a central hub of Democrat election theft for decades, most infamously exemplified by the 1960 presidential election, in which Robert Dallek, a biographer of both John F. Kennedy and Richard Nixon, concluded that Democrats, quote, probably stole Illinois from Nixon. In 2020, Democrat politicians infamously changed voter laws throughout the United States to increase absentee ballots and insecure ballot drop boxes, in some cases, such as Pennsylvania, in violation of the state constitution. Despite claims of perfectly secure elections, hundreds of Democrats over American history have been convicted over election fraud, and those convictions represent only a small percentage of cases, which represent only a small percentage of allegations of voter fraud widely acknowledged by historians and really by anyone with eyes. In Los Angeles, we see the same old story. A Republican defeated by the last-minute count of absentee ballots, cast without any solid chain of custody, often in ballot drop boxes without any election security. Those circumstances might all be perfectly legal, at least in a Democrat stronghold such as Gomorrah by the Sea. But we're still left with a simple question. If Democrats want us to believe there isn't any voter fraud, why do they keep expanding the use of all the same tricks they've used to steal elections for the past 200 years?
Mail-in ballots, except for illness, disability, military, or travel. So we're being very progressive, and we just don't want cheating in our elections. And you see it happening in California.
While the president offered no proof, First Assistant U.S. Attorney Bill Asaley said on social media his office is investigating voter fraud. Professor Christian Gross is the director of USC's Democracy and Fair Elections Lab. He says some Republicans have been pushing for a voter ID measure in California.
You do not have to show an ID to vote by mail in California, but you do have to register to vote with an ID. So it's not quite accurate to say there's no voter ID requirement.
Last month, Governor Gavin Newsom sent a letter to county election officials to urge a rapid counting process. We spoke to the LA County Registrar on Thursday. What do you make of the governor's letter?
Well, I appreciated that the governor recognized the pressure and the narrative that's going on nationally with regard to elections administration. The reality is we have to do this work in accordance with the laws that are on the books and making sure that we don't sacrifice accuracy and transparency in that process.